back and forth. I thought Purdue played great today. But I thought our kids really had to dig down deep, and they were obviously shot it very well from the three-point line today. But they also executed, and in an environment like this, which again, good for women's basketball when we have crowds like this, loud. Tough environment, but we've played in front of tough environments before, so that doesn't bother this group, which I appreciate. But without Sid being in there, she is our energy, and we had to have other people step up. Chloe was huge today. Sara does what Sara does, puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So does this one over here. But I thought to have four guys in double digits today. We were not very happy with the rebounding difference. And we know we have to be better there, as well as taking care of the ball. 18 turnovers is too much for our basketball team. But in spite of all that, I'm just really proud of our group, and we got up, we got down, we got up, we got down, we got up, and then found a way to win. So, really, like I said, really proud of my guys.
Raise your hand for questions. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Teri, if you could.
Can you grab the mic? They've got a mic for you right there.
Yeah, Teri, with Sydney, when did the injury happen, and do you have a timeline for her injury, kind of being out?
Yeah, so what is today, Sunday? So it would have happened Friday in practice, and she's going to have another appointment on Monday, and then we'll know more. Yeah, unfortunate, but every team has adversity at some point, and like I said, somebody had to step up today, and I thought all of those starters, Sara, Mac, Chloe, Yarden, really had to step up in her absence.
Chloe, Coach Moren mentioned that you guys had 18 turnovers, but only one in the fourth quarter. What settled you down offensively, and what kind of just got you into the right flow?
Yeah, I think it starts in timeouts. The starters sitting, telling each other, calm down, we're good. Obviously, the crowd got into it at one point, but just settling each other down, knowing we're going to win this game.
Teri, you had to play both Chloe and Sara the entire game without Sydney available. Was that the plan going into today? And just how much were you able to get? How much did you tell them going into today they need to step up with Sydney out? Just what do you get from
Well,
these
I don't
guys
know
today?
that I told them they were both going to play 40 minutes, but again, you have to do what you got to do, and these guys are both in tremendous shape. They have the experience. They also they probably don't know those timeouts were a little longer than normal too, so they got some extra rest time. Just felt like I thought Sara was great defensively. Chloe always has a task of a tough offensive player to have to guard, and so I don't know that we anticipated him having to play him the entire game, we needed to.
For Chloe, what kind of performance or what kind of mindset does a performance like this give for you on the offensive side of the ball with Sid being out for maybe the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I think you said it right there. I think we all had the mindset of, with Sid being out, we all need to do a little bit more. We kind of went through the same thing last year with Grace Berger, so adversity is nothing new to us.
We got a question in the front here. Talia, raise your hand.
Teri, I don't know if you've even seen this yet, but at Ohio State today, there was a court storming, and Caitlin Clark got hurt, was part of a collision with another player. What are your thoughts just on court stormings in general?
She had the wind knocked out of her. There was no serious injury.
She's not hurt, but
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on court storming.
Court storming. Oh, because they won?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Again, I think it, and your guy here, Matty P, has talked about that, right? I don't think there's a place for it. Again, and these kids, have to be protected. I think facilities have to be mindful and do a great job of, anytime that could potentially happen, I think it's up to the institution to make sure there's a plan in place for things of that nature not to occur.
Hey, Teri. Hi.
Hey.
Nice seeing you. Talk a little bit about Sara's. I think she's vastly improved even when she was in Minnesota. Talk about some of her progression since she's been down in Bloomington.
Well, again, it just took Sara a year. I think last year was a year of just trying to, figure out how we did things and, our standards, our expectations. But, you got to give it to Sara. She really worked hard over the summer. She transformed her body, and not just her body, but her strength. She is has broken a lot of records in the weight room for us. And so, I think with time and the experience that she got a year ago, she came in extremely confident. This is a kid that does her work outside of practice times. She believes in her shot. We believe in her. She's an incredible talent, incredible shooter, very difficult to guard. And she knows she's going to get everybody's best, right? And so that takes some mental toughness as well to realize that people are going to be chasing you. She has to have help from her teammates, which I think we all know. But, I just think you're looking at a kid, a young person that is, she was already mature. I just think it's a comfort level now that she's grown to have, being in Bloomington and being a huge part of our team.
Sara, you guys hit 15 threes as a team today. You hit 6 of them, and you guys were just able to get open time and time again. What did you feel like schematically was opening up for you guys and allowing you to get those in-rhythm shots?
Well, I think it usually starts with Mackenzie in the post. She gets a lot of attention, whether she's going to get doubled or they're going to heavy dig off her, which opens it up a lot for our perimeter players. And we practice it every day to hit our shots when she does get doubled and kick it out. So I think that was the biggest thing.
Chloe, on New Year's Day, you scored 19 points, and Teri was saying that you guys had a conversation about being more aggressive. You come out today with a career-high 20 points. Was there another conversation like that you had with Teri before today's game?
No, just like I said earlier, we all kind of mentally prepared ourselves to do a little bit more with Sid being out.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you about Chloe. She obviously has a lot on her plate with guarding the best offensive player, running
Sure.
the offense,
Yeah.
then a new career high tonight. Just what did you think of her specifically today?
Well, it's what I already know. I mean, she's as tough as they come, right? And she's with not just the decisions that she's able to make on the floor, but we trust her with having the assignment to guard, the other opposing best offensive player. And, she has a lot on her plate with being able having to do both, run our team and also guard the best player. And so I think that takes an amazing, not just talented, but tough, And I've always said this about Chloe. She's as tough as they come. If there was a category, for that, she would score very high every game, just because she gives us her best. And what I love about Chloe too is she owns her mistakes as well. I think that shows maturity, from a young person that can say my bad in those moments. But I think we all are so happy that she runs this team.
Yeah, Chloe said it's kind of like when you guys lost Grace with Sydney being injured.
Right.
Is there some benefit to having the core of that team back and having dealt with something like that? And, I know it's a different position, different player, but
Yeah.
is that something you can lean on if she is out?
Yeah,
long term?
Mike, we talked about it, but very briefly, that we've been here before, adversity strikes, and, it's just going to require, the rest of them to do more, including our bench. So whether that, we talked to Lily and Henna and Jules and Bo, and so, all hands are on deck, when one of your starters goes down. Your other starters have to do a little bit more, and then you hope to get something from your bench, whether might not be offensive, but can they hold the lead and help us defensively while we're trying to get some of those guys rest. So we talked about it, but I think, Chloe said it best. I mean, we've been through it. We didn't like having to go through it, but we went through it, so we do have that experience.
Sara, I mean, you guys have been in plenty of close games like this before, and obviously that experience has to help you in times like this. It seems like today you guys just made clutch play after clutch play after clutch play in the fourth quarters. What is it about those moments that kind of brings out the best in you all?
Yeah, I think we just really come together, especially on the road. It's going to be a little tougher. But I think the biggest thing is our team is really close. We know we're all we got. So it's definitely a good feeling when we come out with a win, especially on the road.
Teri, with sit out, you kind of had Yarden guarding the 4 position more, usually what Sydney does. After, that big first quarter Purdue had, you were able to limit them. What did you feel like Yarden did defensively just on the back line to help out in that aspect?
Well, we were asking Yarden to play off and kind of dig when 34 caught it, anywhere deep. We just asked her to be more active in gaps. She did get buried there. I thought Mary Ashley did a couple times, got her with a deep bury. But, the one thing that Yarden gives us is her length, is her size, and she's super smart. So she realizes that what she doesn't have maybe in athleticism, she can make up just by pure intelligence of being in the right place and using her length. And, I thought there were, and again, you're talking about a kid that had to come in today and, play a different position. So offensively, there's that, but it's also, you're going up against a 4-man that's used to be, being in the low block, working with her back to the basket, being physical, all of that. And so, we thought, obviously, she did a great job.
Teri, there's been a few times where timeouts this season have been crucial for your team to sort of regroup, like Penn State that third quarter. After Jones hits the 30-footer at the buzzer to put Purdue up 3, just what were you kind of saying to your team in that moment?
I don't remember other than, it was right, we were just going into the 4th, right? Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, again, if we're going to win the game, we got to lock in. We got to rebound at much better, and then we have to be able to execute. But the one thing that we don't do, although it could be spirited, we don't panic, and I don't panic with these guys. We know there's a task that we have to do. You challenge them, and then they're pretty good about going out and being able to execute whatever task or challenge that you give them. And so, yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with the experience, that we have over there. But Sara hit it on the head. Their chemistry is really good. They're very, there's moments where we just seem disconnected. And this group, for the most part, 99.9% of the time is very connected. And so, when we can play like that, we're intentional about our assignments, we're intentional about helping each other, and just doing our job. We're really good defensively. Yep, thank you guys.